Ghana frustrates England in a 0-0 game in Group L of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Interesting results to discuss here in Studio ABC. Join with me is Donyen. Welcome, Donyen.
Yeah, thank you. And it's nice to be here once again.
It's always a pleasure to have you in the studio to discuss about the ongoing 2026 FIFA World Cup. Interesting results so far. The biggest conversation going on right now is Ghana frustrating England in a goalless draw in Group L of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. How would we evaluate Ghana's head coach game plan against England yesterday?
Probably I'll use the word fantastic. Yeah, and for me to say fantastic, it has, two ways: the coach's side and the player's side. I think, this two set of category of people, did their job to the perfection.
Yeah.
The coach bringing out his plan and the players also executing the plan to perfection, to near perfection. So I think it was a good plan going into this game. I think in sport football we call it haram ball.
Haram ball, yeah.
But I don't think it's haram in that sense.
No.
Yeah, it's a good style of play.
Yeah.
Because you know that you can't stand toe to toe with your opponent.
No.
So what you do is you sit back, you defend, and you defend with everything.
And it's a clever strategy.
Of course, it is. The big teams, most of the big teams, they adopt it.
Yeah.
And it works for them. So there is no big deal about the coach's game plan. The most important thing was it was executed to perfection. I think going into the game, you don't expect Ghana to pick a draw from this. You expect England to
have an upper hand.
And I think I will say this based on the players, the English team has, the kind of football they've played. I think they all played. Every member of their team plays at
the highest
level of football in the top 5 leagues. So, and we don't have much players playing at that level. So you expect them to have their way on Ghana. But it was a good game plan from the coach, really executed to perfection. I think the game itself comes in two sides. That is from the Ghanaian perspective and from the English perspective. I think I'll begin with the English perspective. You get to realize that they had their game plan, and their game plan was to attack. And the Ghanaians also, knew they were going to attack.
They expected that. And for them, their attack was mainly going to be from the middle and, their forwards. Yeah.
Their flanks and, their striker, Hurricane. Yeah. And it was very important that it didn't succeed. Sorry, on their side, it's not important. It didn't succeed.
But from a Ghanaian perspective,
yeah, it was important. It didn't succeed. It was very unwelcoming for them that they couldn't play through our midfield. Yeah. Very solid midfield built. It was very difficult to play through that side. So then you have to go through the wings, and they didn't have, I would say, explosive wingers who would be ready to take on, defenders and make crosses or cut in and make a shot into the goal post. And I think for me, when I saw their lineup and I saw Gordon and Madueke, I was a bit happy. I wasn't surprised, the performance they put. I'm not disrespecting, what they've achieved, but I wasn't surprised the performance they put on board. And it is also a credit to our defenders. They also did their job very well. So on the English perspective, I think they played good football. Yeah. Like, if I say good football, I mean they played the football they were supposed to play. Possess the ball. They had, I think, a huge chunk of possession.
Yeah.
They had
78-22.
Yeah. They had a huge possession. Yeah. They had huge, total shots. But the most interesting thing to look about is their shot on target. They had just 3 shots on target. They had about 19 shots at goal and just 3
were on target.
So it should tell you the kind of defense the Ghanaians built, which really worked for them. So it was unfortunate they couldn't, and Hurricane missing, a goal that he is a trademark for him.
Exactly.
It was surprising he missed it, but I think it's a joy to the Ghanaians.
The Ghanaian
yeah.
fans,
So and in the second half, you had Saka coming in, Rashford coming in. It puts a little bit of pressure on the Ghanaian side. I think it was a good substitution by by Tuchel.
Yeah.
I liked when Saka came in. He was also putting in balls. Rashford was also putting in balls. Like as I said, it's either you take on the defender, go to the byline cross, or you cut back and you shoot. And that was what Saka did, and was a good save by Benjamin Asare there. So they had their game, they had their plan, they executed, and on the other side, it didn't work for them. On the Ghanaian perspective, I think every Ghanaian or every football fan really loved how the Ghanaians built their wall.
Well, now I think that the biggest conversation in town is no longer the Great War of China. It's the Great War of Ghana. To penetrate, you really need to put in a lot of effort to penetrate.
I was about to ask you what name are you going to give to the war we built?
I think Great War of Ghana.
Yeah, the Great War of Ghana was
better than any specific name.
Yeah. So
but it was fantastic from the Ghanaian defense.
Yeah. So like you mentioned, the Great War of Ghana was built. And I don't know, the kind of engineering that went into that war.
Built by Carlos Queiroz.
Yes. I think, credits to him for building such,
a great war.
A great war.
A memorable one.
Yes, of course. So with the war, you had bricks going into it, you had mortar, you had iron rods, solid engineering going into
cement.
Jata cement, yeah, And the first, point in that war was our goalkeeper, Benjamin Asare.
Yeah. Fantastic yesterday, by the way.
Fantastic yesterday. He did extremely well. His ability to command his defense, his ability to let them feel, his presence, I think was commendable. He made good saves.
Yeah. Also, his positioning, by the way, is commendable.
Yes.
Look at that ball he saved from Saka.
Yeah. It was
great ball.
Great ball, and great save as well. He was able to read how the ball was coming in, make the dive, and and it is not just about his save, how he saved it. How far he was able to push the ball away from a tap-in or something like that. So that was also very good from his side. Our back four was very solid. Very, very solid. I think Jiku and Salisu would have to be, scratching their head by this time. They should be thinking, because Jerome...
By the time they are back, I think these guys are going to make some name for themselves and probably will become inevitable in this current team.
Yes. Yeah. So like you mentioned, these people are already making a name for themselves. And I don't think the performance they've put up, they did that against Panama. You had Ajete playing very well against Panama, and yesterday was Jerome Opoku's game. Also played very well against England. So if you have this people putting up this performance and you are a first choice defender,
you should be worried.
Yeah.
But one of the conversations among Ghanaians right now is that they were very, very satisfied with the kind of performance they got from the Black Stars yesterday, with some even praising Thomas Partey beyond what I think should, he's receiving a lot of praises for the fantastic performance he put up yesterday. Yeah. How did you see Thomas Partey's game?
Yeah, I think he played brilliantly. And if I say brilliantly, not just his position as a midfielder or, just making sure he intercepts the ball and, make transition passes. I think the leadership he showed at the back was also very crucial. It's at some point Ghana was playing a 5-back.
Yeah.
And, the extra player in the defense line was Thomas Partey, which was very commendable, making important blocks. He wasn't just in the back line as, how do you call it, an extra player. Yeah. He was an instrumental player.
Pivotal.
Yeah, pivotal, yeah. And I noticed something at the early stages of the game when Ghana was in position. He was very deep and he was distributing the passes. And I really loved that, from him. I think if he progresses that into the next games, Ghana, can
cause troubles
to
Croatia.
Yeah, to Croatia.
Yeah, but that is true. Thomas Partey, in particular, yesterday was very solid. He was very calm on the ball. Whenever he received the ball, he read his environment, knew what he was doing exactly. He was displacing the English midfield, and I think he did fantastic. One thing I also loved about the Ghanaian head coach game plan was that yes, he played a back four, but then it was kind of dynamic depending on
the situation.
How the game was progressing. You see, sometimes he had five at the back with Partey dropping in, and then sometimes when he had the ball, he had to make him do the runs and receive the ball, distribute, which was fantastic game plan from the Ghanaian head coach. Another player that has received criticism recently is Jordan Ayew. Yes, he was in the starting lineup yesterday. He played, I think, 70 minutes.
Yeah, about 70 minutes.
Yes. What do you make of his game yesterday?
Yeah, I think for him, yesterday he played his game. I think for me, the game I expect him to play was what he played yesterday. Hold up the play. Let them commit the foul on you. He has been...
Waste time.
Yes, because that was our game plan.
Yeah.
And it is our game plan. It is our style of football. And I think going back to our coach, one thing that I've loved about him is giving us an identity. For me, giving a team an identity is very important than even winning for the team.
That's true.
Yeah, because if you give me an identity, I know that this is how I'm playing the football. Yeah. Even if I lose, I know that I'm playing it this way.
According to plan.
Yes. So even if Ghana had lost yesterday, I don't think any Ghanaian would have been sad or...
No. I think many football enthusiasts, including Ghanaians, did not expect the Black Stars of Ghana to draw that game. It was kind of a win for Ghana. So it was a fantastic game. But in the game, there were some questionable decisions. I believe many Ghanaian fans were not happy, myself included. There was a potential penalty. I put it that way because I'm in no position to make a decision. So it was a potential penalty committed.
It was
on
a penalty.
Prince
Why do you say potential?
Which was not given. I want to have your opinion on that. Like I said, I'm in no position to declare that as a penalty. So I better put it that way. What is your take? Also, Jude Bellingham avoided a potential yellow card on a tackle he had on one of the Ghana's defender, which even resulted in
an exchange after the game, after the first half.
So yes, do you have anything to say on these incidents?
Yeah, I think with the Jude Bellingham's case, it's one of those in football.
Yeah.
It happens, when emotions get high and it flares up. People try to live up to that, and it happens in football. But I think for me, what was most important that the situation was calmed. Everybody was okay when they came out for the second half, and I think that was good management on both sides, of the country. With the issue of the penalty, for me, I'm not going to say it's a potential penalty. I think it was a penalty.
100%.
Yes. Because there is no way you can convince me that wasn't a penalty.
That wasn't a penalty.
Yeah.
I mean, initially, when I saw the game, I watched it live, I felt there wasn't any penalty. I thought, the player had tripped and fallen down. But then watching it from a different angle, I realized there was a touch. And per the rules, a touch is a touch.
Yeah.
Once the man falls down, he doesn't have to shout or scream.
Yeah.
I think VAR should have intervened and maybe called the referee to review the incident. Because yes, maybe the referee was a bit far from the incident, the place of incident. But then it was VAR's responsibility to call him to review the incident, because that could have changed the dynamics of the game. The conversation would have been much different if that ball had been, called for a penalty.
A review,
So, and again, these are some of the reasons why some of us hold that opinion that FIFA actually scripts this whole, tournament. There has been, some questionable incidents in some of the games as well. Typical Messi's red card incident, which was avoided. Not even a yellow card was given. We've also seen in other games whereby, some balls, were not given. Some potential fouls and penalties were not given. It's very unfortunate that at the biggest or the highest level of football, you have such incidents happening when we have, I would say, the most sophisticated technology ever to exist in football's history. Yeah. We still have some of these things happening. It shouldn't, in my opinion.
So the other time I was arguing with my brother about FIFA. I wasn't agreeing with him on the issue of FIFA scripting. But I don't want to sit here and start saying that, I'm beginning to, agree with him. Because I'm just asking the question, why didn't VAR intervene? I mean, I'm like,
that's your job.
That's your responsibility. That's your duty.
Yeah.
Fair. We understand the referee was far from the,
place of incident. But then that's VAR's responsibility.
So why didn't you
review? That aside, that game is over. Next, Ghana takes on Croatia in the last game of Group L.
Yeah.
Very tough game it will be because right now, as it stands, England leads the group with 4 points, plus 3 goals. Plus 2 goals, sorry. 2, Ghana sits in second place with 4 points and
just a
goal advantage. Croatia third with a goal deficit. And Panama has already been eliminated. Yeah. They have no points at this stage. Going into the Panama's game, what do we expect Carlos Queiroz to put into script to enable Ghana come out victorious?
I think going into the Croatia game, Ghanaians must be aware that it is not over. We haven't qualified.
Not yet.
Yes, we haven't qualified. Because if you look at the best 3 positions, some teams have 3 points, some have 1 point. So the moment they're able to win their last match, they are level with us on 4 points, assuming we don't win our match against Croatia.
Yeah.
So we haven't qualified yet.
It's not yet confirmed.
Yes, we are still in the process. And I'm saying we haven't yet qualified yet because, like I gave an instance. Some teams have 1 point, some have 3 points, and they are in third position. So in the incident where Croatia is able to score us, they get 6 points. They automatically get the
second or first.
The second or first,
depending on the outcome of England's game.
And I don't think Panama can.
No, it's highly impossible. Well, it's football, but then the probability that happens is very low.
Yeah, but for them, I don't think they would want to pass it back. For them, I think they would want to go toe-to-toe with England.
And by the way, history is not on their side either because so far they've played 5 World Cup games and they've won none. So you don't expect the Seas one to be any different, especially when you are playing against England, who is also much ahead from Ghana's match. I don't see that happening.
Like I said, I don't think they are going to play a defensive game because if you watch their game against Croatia, no, they were out playing the football with Croatia. So I don't think they are going to play a defensive game, like probably sit back and try and defend their goal post. They are also, and when you want to play toe-to-toe with the 3 Lions of England, they will hit you.
They will destroy you.
So I think Ghana has a chance of qualifying against, winning against Croatia and qualifying.
Yeah.
But I don't expect Carlos to go in with this same mentality of defending.
Yeah.
I think if we can, because this Croatian side is not like the English side.
No.
They have quite old
ladies.
Yes,
I would put it.
Yes, in their team. So if we can hit them on the speed, we can get the early balls to Semenyo and whoever plays on the other side. Probably make important changes as soon as possible, and if possible, if Brandon Asante doesn't start and he brings him early on,
he brings him some runs.
He should bring him early on in the game so that he can make some, runs and be able to nick a goal or two.
Yeah. And I think Ghana will be going into this game dependent much on movement because they need just a point to qualify. Yes, they may not end up as on top of the group, but earning a point against Croatia means that you qualify.
Yeah,
so I see this game to be a little bit tricky because Croatia would want to go all in, defeat Ghana by all means and qualify. Ghana, on the other hand, would want to sit back, defend a bit, and maybe depend on movement and, hope that they get some few moments that they can take advantage of. Because if the game ends up in draw, it's a win for Ghana.
Yeah.
And I do not expect the Ghanaian side to go in and open up and play with Croatia, especially in the first half. The coach may want to use the first 15 minutes to observe the dynamics of the game and maybe draw a different plan for the players to come in and play the second half. But in the West,
a minute. I was coming to the point that if you go into a first game, you defend.
Yeah.
You go into a second game, you defend.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think your next opponent will be doing?
Well, they've observed you enough to know what you are going to do and know how to punish you.
Good.
Yeah.
So they will try to unlock the defense you've put up. So just try and tweak around small.
Yeah.
Make some small changes, and like you said, as how the game goes on, then you restructure. But if you go in to defend again, you might not know.
Yeah, it's probably not going to
help
you that
because
much,
your opponent had unlocked you already.
Yeah.
And he's going to hit you the moment the ball is passed the very first time.
Yeah.
So like I said, if it's possible, he can tweak his tactics a little bit so that we don't sit in that deep.
Yeah.
Try to show that we can also play the football. Then as how the game progresses, then
he can do some
some
changes to his tactics. But still on the World Cup, Messi has scored 18 goals in 28 games to become the competition's all-time scorer.
Yeah.
I think we had this conversation in the very first day of this competition. We mentioned that if there was any player who was going to make history that we wouldn't doubt, then it would be Messi. And indeed, he has scored 5 goals in 2 matches.
Yeah.
And now he's the competition's all-time scorer.
Yeah.
Over to you.
Yeah, I think I'm short of the words I'm short of the words to use. It's a phenomenal, excellent. I think all the words that have been used already. I think his personality is something that is to be admired.
Yeah.
Everybody around him loves him. And one thing I like about this Argentinian team is how they play for him. They play around him. But I think in a way, if they don't stop it, it will become a problem, some time to come.
Yeah.
You need to move past, and try and build a different system. Yeah. But anyways, like the way they are trying to play around him, I think it's good, give him the ball and we know what he can do. When he also gets the ball, he's able to unlock a pass, and it's at times very, very, serious when it happens like that. So I think he has done very well. Much respect to him. He has brought the entertainment to people, becoming scoring 18 goals in 6 World Cup appearances. I think it's something commendable. But we should not forget, Mbappe is just behind him.
2 goals away.
2 goals away.
Yeah.
And I have the belief in Mbappe that, he can even break it this tournament.
It seems possible with the way he's playing and the chances that he's been taking. I think he has what it takes to break this World Cup as well, Still on the World Cup, Cristiano Ronaldo, having faced a lot of backlash from his critics, responded with a brace, and now he has become the only player in football history to score in 6 different occasions, 6 tournaments. The only player to do so is Cristiano Ronaldo, and it does not end there, by the way. Same day, he broke the national record. Now he's the highest goal scorer in World Cup's history for Portugal with 10 goals, and potentially he's going to extend that. At least he still has a match, irrespective of what happens in the last day of the group stage matches. He still has at least 1 match to play, and he has the chance to extend on the number of goals that he eventually scores for Portugal. Not enough for him. He scoring at 84-1 also means that he is now the second oldest player to score in the competition's history. Do you see anything commendable in these, records?
Yeah. I don't think you should ask if there's anything commendable.
Well, usually Messi fans would like to downplay this.
No. I think once. Well, that is also debatable. When someone sees white, he can argue with his black.
Gray.
Yes,
black is somehow
two-way.
Yeah,
but somebody can argue with his
gray because it's close, but not close. The same thing.
Yeah, but for me, I recognize true talent. Yes, I think with what he has also done in football is very commendable. very commendable. I think I watched his game against Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
I loved his first goal, brilliant goal. And I think he played with much energy. Yeah. And not only him, the whole Portuguese team played with energy
and enthusiasm.
In the Uzbekistan game as compared to when they played against the Congo.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think if the whole team is playing, everybody's going to be happy.
Yeah.
And their coach, Roberto Martinez, did something which was also commendable. Yeah. He brought in people this time around who can help him, and they did help him.
Yeah.
Joao Felix and Pedro Neto, these people have played with him. Joao Felix like this plays with him in Saudi
Al Nassr.
Yeah, Al Nassr. Yeah. So, the link-up plays and, all those things, it helps. So I think those moments, helping your teammates, helping you, is also key to your success.
That's true.
So it was also very important that he got that assistance from his team and how they played as a team.
Yeah.
And he was able
Which
to
is something we all expect to see, because when you go to Argentina, that's what happens.
Exactly, that's what they
all
do.
play as a team, and they know that, hey, we have only one leader.
Yeah.
And that leader is Messi.
Yeah.
We have to play for him. Whatever he wishes is what has to be done.
Like I said, they play around him, but some time to come, it's going to be a problem.
Absolutely. Yeah. So. I mean, at some point, you have to learn how to live on your own.
Exactly, live on your own.
Yes, that may hurt them in the long run, but of course, I think they are also aware of this. Yeah,
I think they're enjoying.
Yeah, they're enjoying because the glory comes, and you have to enjoy it. Thank you for joining me today on Studio ABC. Yeah. I believe it has been an insightful discussion. Viewers, let us know what you think in the comments. Cristiano Ronaldo has set 3 new records, and Lionel Messi has been very, very fantastic in this competition. He has scored 5 goals already in 2 games. Let us know how many goals he will be scoring by the end of this year's competition. And also, if you are a Cristiano Ronaldo fan, let us know if we are going to be seeing a lot of CUs. Thank you for joining us today, and we will see you in the next one.
A lot of CUs.